Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome on in. Hi, my name is Magic Bun Bun, and as you can tell by the title of today's video, this is a reading for the new moon in Scorpio happening October 25th, okay? I know this video is getting out much later than I would like it to be. When I normally would record this reading, I was not feeling well, not well enough to fully comprehend and to vocalize. Even right now, I'm feeling much better than I am now, but I'm still going to keep the readings pretty short and straight to the point. I'm using a different spread this time around than my other videos, so I do hope you stick around and enjoy this. I think the spread is still very useful, but it'll be fewer cards, and we'll be mainly actually using Oracle over the Tarot this time around. I know, right? That's some different. Now, if you like my normal style readings and you would still like to see that, you can get that reading if you secure your spot on my website or going through my Ko-fi link to join in with the group ritual. Now, that's still planned, that's still already like up and going. Have everything sorted for the new moon in Scorpio group ritual, which includes a live YouTube reading. You only get the link to that reading if you secure your spot on the website. It is also including with candle magic. I add a candle report to the reading that happens the day afterwards to, incorporate other messages. So you get a lot of information. And then the bonus, of course, which is the magic that happens that night. For the main focus, dealing with this new moon in Scorpio, and again, when this new moon happens, we will be in Scorpio season. So here is an early happy birthday to all the Scorpios out there. Thank you for being here with me today. I truly do appreciate it. And yeah, so that group ritual. Again, all this information will also be linked in the description box below. I'll put a little blurb in the description box, and then more information. If you click the link, will take you to the shop page so you can see everything written out. You can get more information on candle magic in general as well. So new moons are really great for manifestation, and so we will be having a main focus on transformation. That's what Scorpio is all about. Please keep in mind it's also a partial solar eclipse. That will be happening that night, and we're starting into eclipse season, so some of that tiredness, some of that, could be going around. I've seen that from other astrologers out there, that it could be because of eclipse season. Okay, so also just to cover my bases here as well, that candle ritual, all that information will be in the description box below. Our main focus, like I said, is transformation. It is to grow and manifest power, passion, creativity, prosperity, adaptability, and letting go of fears and destructive patterns, or at least bringing these destructive patterns to your awareness so that you can make that transformation. You can release them to incorporate better habits, something that's going to add to your success, to make you feel more fulfilled. All right, so if that sounds like something you're interested in, please go check out the link in my description, and just at least give it a look. Just, take a peek at it, okay? All right, so if you're new here, how this works is I've got 3 cards here. We've got 1, 2, and 3. You can pause the video at any time if you need to take a few deep breaths. You really need to figure out what card you're connected with. And once you've selected your card, you can go to the description box and you'll see card 1, card 2, card 3, and then next to it should be in a blue link, a timestamp. When you click that timestamp, it will fast forward you to your reading. So like if you picked card number 3, you do not have to wait to get through or try to figure out when card 3 starts between 1 and 2, okay? It will fast forward you to your reading. Please also keep in mind that these are still general readings, regardless of how many cards that I use or not. It will still be a general reading, so not everything may resonate with you, and that's okay. That just meant that that message was part for somebody else who happens to also be watching the same card and pile that you picked, okay? Just don't try to force anything to fit into your life that it's just not meant to be, okay? Don't, just let it come naturally. Go with your intuition. Like when you hear a message, what do you think of right away? And like go with the flow with that, okay? All right, I think that about covers it for this introduction. Let's jump into the readings. I truly do hope you like this little mini spread that I'm about to show you. This is also only half of a major spread that I do that is also available on my Ko-fi. So if you want to see where I do this type of spread with both the Oracle and a tarot deck, you can always book that on my website. All right? Okay, see you in a moment. Hello, card number 1, and welcome to your reading. All right, so I'm going to start with this card. This card is going to set the theme for this new moon in Scorpio for you, okay? And then we're going to get into this mini spread. This is from Show Me the Magic. This is a $15 spread, but this is only half of it. I'll do the same spread, like kind of like the same setup, but for Oracle and for Tarot. So if that's something you're interested in, if you like what you see here, it's like a little, sampling of it, you can always book on my website through Ko-fi, okay? All right, so let's get into your reading. I'm also going to bring in some more Oracle cards here, just some like, self-care cards, some surrender cards, some of the, some of the favorites that everyone really loves and enjoys. But we're going to get it started with these two here. Okay, so the card for you, or the theme, is lessons. I'm trying to get my camera to focus. Probably won't do it because it's a meanie like that. Okay, so lessons. Wisdom through mistakes. You're manifesting these lessons. You're learning your lessons. You're finding out what's wrong, what has gone wrong, and how you can fix it. That's teaching you a lot more, is being hands-on about it, and what you know that you have to like grab a book for, what you need to learn, what you can learn from others. It's holding accountability for these lessons. So you made your mistakes, you're learning from them, and you're able to move on from them. They're helping you to manifest. They're helping you because you now are learning what works and what doesn't work. Okay. All right, so let's get into this spread that's going to give us a little bit more information about these lessons. Now, this spread tells us where you're at right now, like where your energy is at right now, where you would like to be. Like when you manifest, what would you like to be? What would you like to happen? Where is your energy going to be at? And then what will help you? The third one is what will help you get there. And then the fourth card, which will be the card at the bottom of the deck, is kind of like the shadow card. It's like what lurks in the shadow. What's pushing your subconscious? Is it helping you? Is it actually hurting you in a way of like it's delaying you from your journey? Okay. One more. There we go. All right, so let's find out from Spirit what it is that you need to know. Where's your energy now? Here we go. We actually had all three pop out. Okay, and I'll bring the last card right here. I'll bring that when we get to it, okay? Let's focus on these three first. Lake Midnight. You're not stuck here. Blockages, stagnant energy, and self-pity. So right away, even because I'm seeing learn from your past. Oh my God. So this is coming together as a beautiful journey right here about leveling up, about learning from your past. Where your energy is right now, you feel like it's stuck. You feel like you're constantly learning lessons. You're like, when is the next stage going to happen? There's a lot of self-pity into here. It's like victim blaming to yourself. Like, you're always seeing yourself as the victim and not being able to take control of something. Like, you've learned your lessons. How do you apply these lessons now? How do you move on to the next chapter? How do you see? And we see an eye in here. Like, what is it that you're missing from your intuition? How you're not trusting your intuition? For some of you, this is connecting with your past lives, like past lessons. We have where you would like to be is lessons, guidance, and wisdom. Learning from your past, applying what it is that you've learned from your past to present situations, having trust, having faith that you're doing the best you can with the knowledge that you have, and you'll find the cracks. You'll find out what it is when you start applying yourself, when you start trying to work on that idea, when you try to build those relationships and you realize you're not saying things correctly or they're coming out wrong. You're learning how to fix it, but don't let fear hold you back from making mistakes. Everyone is going to make mistakes. Have kindness and compassion towards yourself. Not everyone is going to be kind or compassionate towards you. Some people are just built like that because they're miserable. They're not having a good time. They're stuck. They're in self-pity and they only feel good about themselves when they tear other people down. Just don't it's easy. I know it's easy to say just ignore them, whatever. To the best of your ability, but also surround yourself with people that uplift you, people who care about you, people who want to hear about your past, your lessons. What also type of guidance can you share with others that you've learned from your past? And what will help you get there is cosmic highway. The universe is on your signs and divine guidance. This is about the divine timing. This is about leveling up. You are moving forward through your journey. We have kind of like both of these things. Like we have someone who's floating here, like floating in the water. Some of you may be wanting to meditate and need to get close to water. You may have a lot of water signs or water placement, water signs in your chart dealing with like astrology. So maybe you connect, or you can feel like you're washing away. Also, think of it this way. Scorpio is a water sign. It's deeply psychic. It's deeply connected with those who have gone beyond. It's getting deep with your emotions and giving them space. Like what lessons have made you uncomfortable, and can you analyze why they've made you uncomfortable? What are you learning to unlearn? You're actively learning to unlearn this, okay? Bad behaviors, what thoughts go through your head and you're like, that's not right, I shouldn't be thinking of things like that, and I need to correct those. I need to learn from those past mistakes. I once saw the world this way, but I am now open to seeing it this way. And this is how you're leveling up. The universe will place, where you need to be on this journey ahead, okay? You're going to be also seeing divine guidance. You may be seeing like angel numbers, things that kind of give you deja vu feelings. You might be reading a book about something that really kind of gives you insight, a form of enlightenment that can be like your aha moment. And the card at the bottom of the deck, what lurks in the shadows, we have childhood home. Tap into your inner childhood memories, play youthful energy. We're having a lot of like a cycle of transformation from what you've learned as a child and your child, like things that took place in your childhood home, and we're going to see that transformation happening. Lessons you've learned from childhood that might be stuck into your mind that you're like, okay, I'm ready to grow from these experiences. What I did as a child is something different that I am doing now, but you're still, for some of you, you want to honor your childhood and you want to have fun as you did as a child. You may want to play games, you may want to do art projects, things that are just for fun. They're just there to release energy. It's books maybe you wanted to read that some people will say, oh, if you're not a child, you can't. Like a lot of times young adult books go under fire because they're like, adults shouldn't be reading young adult books, or they don't consider young adult books as valid forms of reading. Like it's too easy if you read young adult books. And that's completely untrue. If you enjoy young adult books, go and read some young adult books. They've got really good stories and fantasy stories in there. There's no shame in that, okay? So you may want to honor your inner child by reading. Like you said, you're taking like a step through your memories, looking back on your life, the lessons you've learned, so you can move on to the future. You can kind of like give them closure, a form of getting them closure, and then you pack them up and you're moving forward with your life. You're leveling up to the next level. This could also be an indication of happy birthday. Two of you, it's in your birthday season. Leveling up is another sign for you are going getting a year older, okay? All right, so let me pull some surrender cards. I know we really like to do surrender, like things you would release under full moons more than new moons, but I think a little bit of surrendering some process would be really good for you, and you make room for your manifestations if you learn to release, especially if you're watching this the night of the new moon or the nights leading up to the new moon. You can kind of like prepare yourself. Okay, so you get a few. All right, surrender worry, and I will explain this card. It says, make a commitment not to lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body, focus on the power of your heart, and have faith that spirit is guiding you always. It's always easier, especially for a card, to come out and say, just don't worry. Just don't have anxiety. It's simple as that. Just have you tried not having anxiety? Like, it should be really easy. That is not the way I interpret this card. It's more along the lines of like, allow yourself moments in time time when you're trying to filter through things to take a deep breath, to let your anxieties come out in a moment, to kind of give you a moment of clarity, a moment of I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just going to allow myself to relax, schedule some self-love time, some self-care time, and then you can come back to the problem feeling refreshed. Like if you kind of like worrying about something constantly and you're not doing anything to change it, you're just worrying about it, like that causes more and more stress and anxiety. This is where we're seeing like the childhood home. Like maybe you need to cook yourself a home cooked meal, something that reminds you of your childhood. You do something that you used to do in your childhood that brings up good memories, that you're like, it gives you that moment of reprieve before you can get back and tackle those adult problems. Then we have surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. This is, again, lessons that you've learned that you cannot force something. Like I said, you might be feeling very stagnant, but you need to believe in divine timing. Just have some fun, do some things for fun while you're waiting for these changes to happen. You cannot force them. And we have surrender to play. If you get anything out of this reading, it's needing to have that moment of play. Like, don't stress out too much about like these lessons. You're trying to figure these out. This card also says, take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. Just take a breath. Do something for fun. Maybe you need to go sit on a swing somewhere. We're seeing a lot of swings happening in here in childhood. Like you need to go to a park and go on a swing. Some of you that might want to go on a road trip. You may be wanting to just to take a little drive, maybe somewhere that is magical to you. Maybe some of you need to take a drive home. You need to spend some time with friends and family, and reconnect and just like have that moment of like, it's just a gathering. It's just casual. It's no big party. It's nothing like that, but it's something fun to do. Okay. And then here we go. Here's some self-care cards. Plan a vacation. Pretty interesting. Maybe it's planning a vacation more of like a road trip, like where your ideal road trip would be. And also for a vacation that could just be more of like if you need to escape through books, you need to read some books, you need to escape that way, or through a movie or listening to music. What tunes would you play if you were going on a road trip? Then we have be still. That's that moment of like, don't worry, just like laying down and just feeling the power of the cosmos around you, being able to give yourself that space, to make sure that you're not trying to overly like stress yourself out about a problem that you cannot fix. Like you have to just like give it over to spirit and be like, when last time you've tried to force it to happen, something turned out even worse for some of you out there because you were trying to force the situation. And the card at the bottom is nourish your temple. This is about good food. So for some of you, you may be wanting to have some good food, wanting to plan a dinner that brings up good positive memories and making sure like, you're eating what you want, that you're having, meals that you enjoy, a dessert you enjoy, but nourishing your temple, this is also like grounding your body, grounding your energy within yourself. Okay. All right, I hope you did enjoy this mini reading. Let me know what you thought of this. This is just because I'm a little bit on a time constraint, because I want to make sure I get something out for you for this new moon in Scorpio. But thank you so much for being here. I truly do appreciate it. And no matter what you're doing on the night of the new moon, I hope you have a wonderful experience, okay? Thank you again, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye. Hello, card number 2, and welcome to your reading. All right, so we're going to use this card to kind of set the theme of this whole reading, and then we're going to use that other spread I was talking about with these cards here. And normally when I do this spread that I will be showcasing here, I have it on my website under Show Me the Magic. It's like a $15 reading, but it includes not just oracle cards, but I also mirror it down below with tarot cards. And then, I also will bring in more oracle cards for this reading, just a few. Just so we kind of have a well-rounded reading. But yeah, just because of time constraints, we're doing the spread, but let me know what you think of the spread, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts about it. All right, so let's jump into your reading and get to know what you need to know for this new moon in Scorpio. The theme is the moon. Okay, subconscious mind, feminine, and intuition. This is a big sign because, I mean, we're dealing with the new moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is a deeply intuitive psychic sign. They connect with energies of the unknown, and there's no fear of this darkness. It's intense, it's powerful. It's like no fear of the night. You grow stronger with the darkness of that new moon. So your intuition may be growing. This, for some of you, it's just emotional connections. It's holding space for your emotions, you know, becoming more aware of your emotions and what sets you off or what brings you comfort, you know, the emotions of others, and making sure that no one is draining your emotions, being able to put like a barrier between you and others that just kind of come in and only take but never give. It's having like that thought of like, if you've ever had a subconscious thought about someone, like they never felt right to you, you know, it's confirmation. It's more of like, you know what, I'm going to put more space between me and them, because every time I go to them, it's always one-sided. It's never equal. Okay, so keep that in mind with the moon card being present. Let's find out. So with this spread, it's 4 cards. And the first card tells us where your energy is now. The second card tells us where it is you would like to be. The third one tells you how to help you get to that one. And then the fourth card is the card of the bottom of the deck, which tells us like what's in the shadows, what lurks, you know, in the dark. What's the subconscious? You know, what is pushing your subconscious? Is it helping you? Is it hindering you? What's something that's motivating you? Okay, motivating your actions. So again, if you're interested in that type of spread with the full complexity of it, you can book on my website a personal reading, or a private reading with me, okay? All right, let's see. Sometimes they fly out of this deck, and then other times, like now, while I'm filming, they're like, no. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you get an extra card. That's fine. Okay, so I'm going to bring up the last card when we get to it. We're going to focus on technically these 4 right now. Okay, so the first card we have here is Rose Valley, going forth with a soft and open heart. Love, we have feminine energy popping in again, and vulnerability. This could just be connecting with your more feminine side, but this is more of just passive. What energy are you absorbing? Okay, it doesn't have to, you don't have to think of it also as feminine, you know, or feminine or masculine sign. It's just like what these decks are, how they're wording the term of the energy. It's more about energy of what you're absorbing versus what you're putting out. What are you reflecting on? What are you being passive about? Okay, you know, are you having an open heart? Are you being soft? Are you being endearing? Are you loving yourself? Are you able to have that? Are you coming from a place of softness? Okay, you know, what side of you is more soft? Like you're like, or are you always like realizing like maybe you're highly stressed, you have a lot of, you know, rough edges about you, you keep people at a distance. This is having that subconscious or intuition of who you can you know, be close to, you know, and have that soft energy. You may be wanting a friendship of sorts. You may be wanting to start a friendship, a collective that is, you know, of that same energy, that like mind, that you just want that feeling of safety when it comes into it. Okay, so where you would like to be is Lotus Room, take up space, growth, expansion, and awakening. For some of you, you want a spiritual awakening. You want an awakening, an enlightenment, you know, be able to see beyond the beyond. You want to be able to take up space. You want growth, expansion in your life. You want to be able to fill up a room. So a lot of, like, this is where your energy is now is more of like, we see all this feminine energy. Like I said, it's passive energy, it's absorbing energy, it's reflective. You want to move from that to now taking action, which then you could say masculine energy. We can also say day and night energy. So the night energy, you know, instead of feminine, we can say night energy. It's more of like darkness and coolness. Like I said, reflectiveness, you know, mystery, that intensity. Now you're ready and wanting to take action. But what is stopping you from taking action? What is stopping you from taking up space? Do you not trust your intuition? Do you not trust that I was just thinking, like, not that you don't trust, but like that you have perfectionism on your mind consistently. Like, if I don't do it perfectly, I'd rather not do it at all. That's why you like this safety place, like, because it's safe, it's comfortable. You're ready to break through that comfortability though and start taking action. This is your transformation. And like for some of you, you may want to do exercises with your psychic ability, or dealing with your intuition. For some of you, you might be into divination yourself. You might be your tarot reader, or, you know, any sort of divination reader, and you want to increase or level up your psychic abilities. You need to do some practice with that. You need to do intensity. Like, stop not believing in yourself that you can do this. You know, don't have a lot of self-doubt when it comes to it, okay? And what will help you get there? And we have these two here. We've got field, I'll do this one first. We have field of flow, let go of expectations and control, release, freedom, surrender. For this card for sure, and I actually already had intent to bring out the surrender deck, so we'll probably touch base on this one more when we bring out the surrender cards into this reading. So more about what you can, you know, let go of, besides like expectations and control. Like when you're taking up space, you're not going to do it perfectly, but it's coming from a place of like you can absorb criticism, like helpful, useful, people are holding you accountable criticism that are not coming from a place of harm or a place of being just malicious just to be malicious. It's coming from a place of, hey, you know what, I've seen you're doing this, you know what, can I help you, yada yada. And it's like, okay, yeah, because it's having that if you truly were like, you were unknown, like what you were doing was harmful, like you truly did not know, you know, coming from that place of sincerity, okay? So we have this one, like I said, we'll touch base on this when we bring up the surrender cards. And then we have it was all a dream, afterlife, where are we going now, transition, transformation, rebirth. So card number 2, everyone who's here for this reading, I think you're so far out of like the reading, are going through the most massive transformation. You're coming from a place that's been soft and comfortable, and now you're transforming. You're going through a spiritual awakening, and you're going to be taking up space, a form of enlightenment. Things are just going to click into place once you learn to surrender expectations of like, you need it to happen in this order, you need it to happen in this way. You're going to let go of that. You're going to create a place that is, you know, uncomfortable before you can become cozy and comfortable with it again. The card at the bottom, what's in the subconscious, is the soul's window. Listen to what speaks to your soul. Purpose, passion, and truth. The truth is what's going to guide you, wanting to seek that truth. We're seeing a lot of, or we're seeing this eye right here. A lot of this, it's a huge eye right here. And you could think of it as the third eye. It's also been known as like the witch's eye. So like the Magick. Putting these cards to the side. Magick, seeing things for what they truly are, breaking through illusions. You're finding your soul's purpose. Like, this is your passion. What makes you passionate about? What do you want to learn more about, or what do you want to share with the world? You know what, like, I think a lot of you have a lot of skills, but you're not sure if you're doing it right, but you've done it and it's always worked for you, but you're afraid of showing that to people or showing things that you create. And this will be you breaking through that fear, being able to take space in something that maybe you felt like you had no, like you weren't allowed to be there because you're not, you weren't feeling confident in your skills, you know. And it's you breaking through with this, which it's interesting just to see like these open hands. It's energy that you're bringing in and filtering it through and being able to share that love with others and love for yourself as well. Okay. What do you need to surrender to manifest this change, to manifest actions? To manifest your passions. I think your passion's what's really going to push you to this next level of transformation. Surrender to sleep and rest is the first one. To prevent burnout, slow down, honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. There's spirit again, you know, it's spirit talking to you, it's spirit showing you the way and making sure that you do have sleep. Some of you, maybe it was all a dream, you may be getting something in your dreams. So if you can, for this new moon, like have a journal next to you or have some way to like record, even if you can speak, like in the middle of the night you wake up from a dream, what is it that you're waking up to? And then we have surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. Going with the flow, going with your dreams, going with the passion. We have water in this card as well. So going with the flow, which is also, you know, the moon rules over the sign of Cancer, which is about the home. So some of you may be wanting to dress up and have like a nourishing home, making sure that your bed is a nice place for you to sleep and get rest and be rejuvenated. Because this transformation may be something that's exhausting to you. You may be feeling like be feeling very drained. Sometimes people just feel that way with new moons in general, or new or full moons, I should say. But you may be feeling a little extra drained. You're seeing the magic of things, so don't feel like burning out. Make sure you are balancing your life with enough sleep and rest, okay? And then we have surrender low self-esteem. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. This is what I was talking about, the lack of confidence. Like you've been wanting to take up space, you want to take action, but your fear is what's holding you back. But this is your life's purpose. This is your truth. You want to share your truth. You want this rebirth. It's like some of you are literally shedding your identity this time. Shedding your identity and listening to your intuition, listening to spirit. And this transformation is going to be something that's going to zap your energy. And that's why we see like needing to rest, needing to make sure like you have this nurturing room. Like we see this beautiful bedroom, you know, it's beautiful, it's clean, it's cozy. This is what you're doing. You're beautifying the space. You're making it where you want to surrender. You're setting intent to sleep, to have a good night's sleep, to have sweet dreams, you know, and you're going to boost your confidence because you're going to be able to, being able to have that energy once you rest, okay? This is not something that you can do. This transformation is not something you can do, I'm just to say like on 3 espressos. Like, you know, like if you didn't get a good night's sleep, the transformation is going to be super rough on you. Okay, so we're going to add some self-care cards. Besides sleep, I mean, self-care is setting an intent to go to bed at night. You know, take a nice bath or shower, you know, have fresh sheets on the bed, you know, getting your pillows, fluff up your pillows, having a fresh comforter, you know, making sure you're not on your phone. Don't, you know, do anything that distracts you from going to bed. Just play music. Okay, so we got music, needing to play some music, needing to listen to some music, that boosts your self-confidence. It kind of puts you in that mood. It gets the beat going. It sings to your heart. It could be very emotional songs, dealing with that moon over there. It could be very emotional songs that kind of get your emotions going. Needing a massage, you can massage yourself, massage your hands, your feet, your neck. You know what? This could be something that helps you go to sleep. Some of you, maybe you need some nice soft music playing in the background, a nice massage, get it really going. We're seeing a lot of hands in here too. You need, you know, if you can afford to get a massage, totally do so if you can. Otherwise, maybe some of you need a massage to have a good night's sleep. Connect with fire. This is that rebirth. So something that comes to mind, especially when connect with fire comes up. So Scorpio, of course, people think the scorpion, right? Well, Scorpio is also attached to the sign of the phoenix. It's rebirth from the ashes. This is your transformation. This is seeing that birth from the fire and the flame. So kind of like you're going to go through a cocoon kind of like thing, like transformation, you know, where you're going to get a lot of sleep and rest going towards this new moon. And when you finally awaken from it, it's going to be bursting with this creative energy. You're ready to take action then. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Thank you again for being here. I truly do appreciate it. Let me know what you thought of this mini reading. Of course, if you want the full experience, you can always, you know, the full spread that I normally do, you can book through my Ko-fi link to join for the group ritual for the new moon in Scorpio. Otherwise, again, you can book a private reading with me with the, you know, show me the magic for this type of spread, but a little bit more cards involved in it. And thank you again for being here. Well, no matter what you're doing for this new moon in Scorpio, I hope you have a wonderful experience. Get some rest, relaxation, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile number 3, or I should say card number 3, and welcome to your reading. Okay, so like I said, we will be using a little bit less cards. So this time around, I'm actually going to be starting with oracle cards. We're going to have this oracle card, which will set the theme for this new moon in Scorpio for you. And then we will be doing a 4-card spread with this card, with this deck, I should say. And if you really like this spread, I actually do offer this spread on my Ko-fi shop for $15. It's called Show Me the Magic. I do 4 cards with this oracle deck here, and then I actually bring in the tarot for additional 4 more cards, but I will also be bringing in oracle cards, like just a few, to kind of give us a full circle for this reading. Okay, so let's get started. Let's find this out. And again, all my information is always in the description box below. All right, okay. So the theme for this new moon in Scorpio is love. Allow it to pour in and out of you. Now, this could be manifestation of love, like more self-love for yourself, boosting your self-confidence. This could also be love for a passion, a project, an idea. And for some of you out there, it does mean manifesting love, as in a partner, a relationship, a deepening of friendship as well. Doesn't mean it has to be just romantic love. It can represent a lot of things, okay? All right, so we're going to get started with the spread right here. The first card that will be coming out from here is going to be a card that represents where your energy is now, what it's currently doing, what's currently on the mind right now, okay? The second one is, where do you want to be? Where do you want your energy to be? What are you looking to manifest, okay? The third one is, what will help you get there? What will help you on your journey? You know, or is something holding you back? And then the fourth card, which is the card at the bottom of the deck, is what lurks in the shadows. What is in the subconscious? What's pulling at you? Is it helping you or hindering you? Okay. All right. I apologize if you can hear a dog barking in the background. I don't think you could, but you know, you never know. Of course, usually cards fly out of this deck, but when I'm trying to record for a video, they're like, no, we're perfect. We're not going to fly out at all. You've got perfect control. When I don't need them, they're like falling all over the table. So, but we're going to give it a few shuffles to see if any cards like that fall out. Hey, we've got Succubus Cave. Protect your energy. Draining energy, toxic relationships, and temptations. Learning to love yourself more by protecting your energy from someone who may be like draining you, okay? They're taking more. The battery is drained. You're giving yourself love because you're putting boundaries up. You're giving yourself protection by putting the boundary up. You're going to pour that love back into yourself and not into someone who's not giving it, okay? Someone who's just not, they're just taking, they're not giving you nothing. No support, no friendship. They're just there to take your energy. You're like, no more. I love myself more. I'm going to give myself that space, that time. You're manifesting those boundaries, walking out that door. You're not letting temptations hold you back. There's a time and a place for everything. Okay. Then we have where you want to be, the cosmic highway. The universe is on your side. We have got signs, divine guidance, and a word that I can never pronounce because I just can't. But seeing signs and symbols that are setting you on the next level, leveling up your love, setting you up on a journey. Some of you, like, this is actually like where you want to be is on the road, is like getting away from these toxic relationships, something that's draining your energy, because it doesn't have to be a relationship with another person. Remember, this is love. This could be toxic habits that you have with yourself that you're ready to now be set loose upon yourself, and like being like, you know what, I'm setting myself free from these boundaries that I put on myself that kind of like they stunt your growth, they stunt your energy, they stunt your creativity. You're so harsh on yourself, you're overcritical with yourself. You're like, no more. I'm not going to even drain my own energy. I'm going to pour more love into my life. I'm going to give myself more kindness and compassion. I'm ready to level up this experience. And for some of you, you want to level up your relationships. You're tired of it being in like stagnant place, or just like trying to find love. You're like, you're ready to level it up and go on this journey of divine guidance, seeing the signs and seeing where spirit takes you. Almost had a card come out there. Oh, now we got 2 cards. Okay, I'm gonna bring up the 4th card right here. I'm gonna bring this at the end when we get to it, but we're gonna focus in on these 2. Okay, so then we have this. So what's going to help you on this journey, getting you past this like stagnant feeling as well, you know, like wanting to get away from the situation, or to be more aware of these temptations that are happening around you, I should say. You have breathing forest, feel the earth below your feet, nature, grounding energy, and balance. Bringing balance to your life, giving attention to your body, to your mind. Maybe you need enlightenment. Maybe you need to think. I also just got the thought of like, if you're on the road a lot or you're moving a lot, maybe you need like an audio book. You want to like listen to books. You want to be lost in fantasy. You want to be able to ground your energy at the same time. And so like being able to dedicate to like having a full balanced full balance cycle in your life. Like, you know, you have time for work, you have time for play, you know, as much as possible as you can plan, you know, and not to put more limitations on yourself. Like if something doesn't go to plan, like, you know, you have flexibility. You're like, oh, okay, I got to move things around. That's okay. You know, or you dedicate full days to like, I'm going to work on this project, and then I'm going to work on this, and then I'm going to make sure I have time for reading, you know, listening to music. Some of you need to travel to a forest, need to be able to, you know, ground yourself within nature, to breathe in fresh air, I just see someone like needing to get away from it all, needing to find like, you know, getting away from the troubles for now, at least to give you some breathing space. And then we have ego trap. Check yourself, ego, judgmental thinking, and superiority complex. I hope I said that right. Probably didn't, but it's okay. But ego trap, not letting your ego get the best of you. See, some of this temptation, this toxic relationship can be with yourself. It's your own ego, because you're like, I can make it work. I can fix it. I can do it. I don't need help. I don't need grounding. I don't need the universe. I'm going to do it all on my own. And then you're taking on too much. And that's where like that love, you're not giving yourself compassion. You're being too critical, too harsh on yourself. You know, it's not freeing. You're more limiting yourself, your belief, or your options, your possibilities. Okay, your ego is what's trapping you and getting you caught in this snare, right? It's with the succubus cave, like you're the own succubus to yourself, you know, or incubus. Needing to check yourself in your judgmental thinking. Like, don't judge your journey with other people's either. That's a toxic behavior. You're judging yourself, comparing your journey to others. Like, well, if they made it there, so should I be able to. I should have done even better than them. And it's like, that's your ego talking. You need to stop listening to your ego and take a few deep breaths, okay? And the card at the bottom of the deck, what lurks in the shadows, is we have the last chapter. Write your own story, closure, resolution, and forgiveness. This is you giving yourself forgiveness, giving yourself closure. This is resolution to your problems, okay? This is you being more kind and loving to yourself, writing the last chapter, this part of your story. Now, Scorpio energy, like I said, this is big transformation energy, right? You're transforming the way you love yourself. You're transforming the way you give yourself kindness and compassion for this new moon in Scorpio. It's intense for you. It's letting go, and your ego is dying. You're letting letting your ego die so that you could begin the next phase of your life by letting this chapter come to a close. You know, when you're closing one fairy tale story, you're going to open up into another and start a whole new journey. Don't be afraid of that. You know what? Like, you know, some of you, like I said, we have a lot of chapters. We have a lot of books coming out, in like with the, but I was thinking like the audio book. And then we have literally like the last chapter, rewriting your story. Maybe you want to read more stories about love. You want to see that resolution. You want to read books about healing. Okay. That seeing that closure, you may not know how to access that closure, how to level up, get help for that, read about that, be informed about that, you know, listen to podcasts about that if you have to, do anything you can to absorb that knowledge. You know, doing more affirmations for yourself, giving you affirmations of self-care. It's a day-to-day journey that you'll be doing this to leveling up. It won't be happening overnight for you, but you're going to take control of this transformation of your life. You're going to take control. You're going to write your own story. You're going to forgive yourself for allowing temptations to reach you, for toxic relationships, people who drained you, because you had a good heart. It was in a good place. You just expected more of people, and it just, people have disappointed you. And it's not, you're closing off your heart, you're closing off the space, you're giving yourself space to heal. You're dealing with your own ego first. You can't help, and you can't be, you know, being able to be there for other people if you're dealing with your own heart, your own healing. You need to give yourself that love and compassion as well. Okay, what do you need to surrender? What do you need to surrender, okay? And I know surrender is actually, it could be, you can see it as more useful with the full moon, but I think we can definitely, if you're watching this like before the new moon, you can learn to surrender some of these things or be more aware of it, and it'll be a process for you. It's not, like I said, it's not going to happen overnight, but you can be more aware of what it is you need to surrender and give to spirit to handle. Okay. All right, the cards are ready. Look at that, all three right there. We have surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. Someone feels guilt over putting yourself first when you have to say no to people because you want to provide more time for your dreams, your aspirations. Like, you are saying no and you feel bad about it, but it's like, don't feel bad. They weren't giving you anything in the first place. Like, they weren't providing you with anything in the first place. You know, like, not even kindness or anything back. They were just taking from you. Like, saying no is a complete sentence. You know what? Taking charge of your own story, taking charge of your own boundaries, okay? Surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Where we're seeing this, especially because it's like placed right here underneath the level up, which is like, it just happens to be right there, is like having this belief that there isn't enough to go around. You have to surrender that belief in scarcity to believe that there is enough abundance for you. There is not an oversaturation in some situations. Like, you know, like I'm seeing more of like with an abundance of love. You know, like like you can't think of yourself if there's just not enough. Oh, they're just not doing it because they just don't have enough time. They don't have enough, you know, like their priorities are just messed up. Like, you're giving them the benefit of the doubt way too many times. You know, you deserve abundance of love. You deserve just an abundance of prosperity, of time, of being, you know, giving yourself this space. Okay, so just don't believe that there's just not enough out there for you when there is. And you know, take as much as you need. And then surrender to your soul's path, which we're seeing like a nature and both of these cards right here. It's very interesting. We have your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. It's kind of like, don't judge yourself so harshly over the mistakes you've made, especially in like love and romance. Like, this is giving you more opportunities to learn from those lessons and give yourself some more self-love. Like I said, I see someone who maybe needs to connect with nature, needs to go on a hike, needs to go for a walk through nature, needs to be close to nature. You know, it's like a new door that's opening for you, a new chapter. But giving yourself that compassion. Definitely that. It's like, this is your soul's growth. It was, you know, it happened take from it what you will. Like, don't let your ego get in the way as well. Like, surrender to your soul's path. Don't let your ego entrap you. You know, your ego giving you all these excuses. Okay? Okay, definitely going to pull some self-care cards. Self-care definitely is setting up boundaries. But let's see what else we have here. Would you look at that? We have a sweet treat. Indulge in some sweet treats, some sweet fruit, get a candy, maybe chocolate covered strawberries, something like that. Give yourself a nice sweet treat, indulge, bake something good, something you enjoy, okay? Pretty straightforward with that one. We love to see it. We love to see, you know, sweet treats happen. We also have plan a vacation. This is you setting your boundaries, like setting yourself first. Maybe you wanted to go somewhere and someone's like, no, we can't do it. We have a road trip right here. What if you were going to go on a road trip? Maybe you need a road trip to a forest preserve of some nature. Where do you want to go into nature? You know, even if it's like a wish list, a dream list, like where would you love to go? What would bring you joy and happiness? You know, like it doesn't have to happen overnight. Like, you know, like you're going to plan it and go. I mean, if you have the ability, totally do so, you know, do so safely. But for some of you, it's future planning. It's going somewhere where you love and you want to do and not being limited by other people saying, no, I don't want to. Well, then you don't have to go. You're going to take your own money and you're going to go on your own vacation. And then for those, you know, otherwise, it could also be planning like a mental vacation, like a fantasy, a realm, a book you want to read. You know what? Like I said, you're finishing one book, you can go into another. And then we have deep breathing. You need to take moments of deep breaths, breathing in the magic of the universe, feeling it enter your body and connecting with it. We also, you know, we have breathing forest. You need to take some deep breaths in a forest. This is very in tune with nature. Maybe some of you need to smell some roses, okay? That could be very valid too, if you like the scent of roses, okay? All right. Thank you so much for being here with me. I truly do appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful new moon in Scorpio experience. You know, regardless if you're going to be with me on the group, you know, during the group ritual, which again, all that information is down below if you would like to join in for the group ritual, or if you're just doing your own thing, or you're just, you know, relaxing, maybe reading a good book, going on a road trip. I hope you have a wonderful experience. All right. Let me know what you thought of this spread. If you liked it, I think this is a much shorter reading than I normally do. Maybe not by much, but it's still there. Okay. Thank you so much again, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.